Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mike from Creative Sin Studios. I've been recording audio for about 10 years. I attended Recording Workshop in 2009, and I've been working with audio ever since with local bands, musicians, and everything. Today I want to talk about some approaches to recording audio. There's many methods, a lot of different ideas, different concepts that are used, and mainly there's platforms that is based on what you want to do, what you want to spend. So you have digital audio workstations, or DAWs, analog consoles, reel-to-reel recording mediums, 4-track recorders, and tape recorders. So it's up to you to decide which one you want to use. In today's studios you're going to find one of two different recording methods. You have analog versus digital. Alright, so let's talk about analog real quick. Analog or multi-track recording is based on a continuous stream of audio providing a warm feel. This has been used since 1943 and is still preferred by many today. This method requires a multi-track device such as an Alesis HD24. The other method to recording is digital audio workstations, or DAWs. Digital audio or digital recording offers audio in a sampled format at an affordable cost. Combination of software and hardware is needed for this system to work. This is the recording of the future, as most, if not all, recording that is to be mass-produced will make its way into the digital world at some point in the process. When you start talking about microphones and microphone types, it's important to understand that there is a mass amount of companies, distributors, and brands that are available on the market. And it's kind of hard to find one that suits your needs. I'm going to discuss that a little bit in more detail. But first let's talk about some of the microphone types. You have dynamic, condenser, ribbon, high pressure zone microphones. There's also pencil microphones. There's a whole list of them. There's another important thing to consider with microphones, and that's microphone polar patterns. There's actually 9 of them. You have unidirectional, bidirectional, omnidirectional, cardioid, figure 8, high pressure zone, supercardioid, hypercardioid, and subcardioid. Now, all of these provide you with a different variation on how that microphone picks up sound. Is it going to pick up the entire room? Is it going to pick up just the direction of the voice or the sound that's transmitted? Or is it going to pick up from both sides of the microphone, such as the figure 8? There's a lot of variations, and they can all be determined by what your application is. So Creative Sin Studios' favorite microphone, or my personal favorite microphone, is the Edmontone CV12. Actually, it's right here. This guy. This microphone is perfect for the studio in the aspect that it actually has all 9 polar patterns in one microphone. So you can use this for any application that you can think of. The only thing is that people fail to notice is this is a tube microphone, meaning there's a tube in here that actually produces the sound, much like the old tube Fender amps or whatever. That tube, however, will get hot. So if you don't hang this upside down, which is what you normally would see in a studio anyways, this will actually burn the diaphragm right out if you don't hang it upside down. Alright, so this is a simple little trick. This is a quick snap release for a microphone, and actually if you apply it to the microphone stand, it really makes your life easy. I use it with all of my microphones. You basically just strut it on where you would normally put your basket, and you slide that down on there, and voila, you got your microphone. So here's an important factor too that a lot of people miss, and this is a very simple thing. When you set this microphone up, you should always have the boom directly on one leg. This creates a stable environment for the microphone so that it doesn't tip over. Some people will do something like that, which gives the microphone stand the ability to flop on you. So this creates a stability in the microphone stand itself. And like I said, with this microphone here, you have to set it so that it's upside down so the tube doesn't burn out the diaphragm. Another important factor to waver in on recording audio is wavelength. Since sound travels at 1136 feet per second, that changes by wavelength on how fast or the distance that sound can travel. So you have instruments with high frequencies such as violins, violas, guitars, flutes, and trumpets, and you have instruments with low frequencies such as electric basses, cellos, timpanis, oboes, and tubas. If you actually picture an orchestra, all of those instruments in the low frequency category that I just mentioned would be in the back of the orchestra because the wavelength is much longer with a low frequency instrument. The other instruments with the higher frequencies, like the violin and the viola, those are usually in the front of the orchestra. This way, when you're sitting in front or in the crowd, that sound travel is about the same. The Fletcher-Munson curve is based on individual capabilities and their hearing capabilities. The frequency range for human hearing is about 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz or 20,000 Hertz. So everybody has a different curve. That curve is based on a lot of variables such as age or space or room dimension. There's so many variables that play a role that it's hard to determine what your actual curve is. But it's important to understand, if you're an audio engineer, what your curve is. Because if you're recording instruments beyond what you can hear, it's going to be hard for you to edit. So when we were talking earlier about the differences between analog and digital, the best digital tool that's available on the market, in my opinion, is Avid Pro Tools. Pro Tools is an industry standard for audio engineering, and it's an integrated system of hardware and software. However, in today's world, you can buy the software and it'll work with any hardware. This is a DAW system, and it's actually quite affordable, and it's used by most professional studios. Analog consoles such as the Solid State Logic console is used by many large recording studios with large budgets. Even though the audio is recording through analog systems such as this, they will eventually make their way to the Pro Tools system before it's finalized or mastered. And the reason is because Pro Tools has a lot more available for plugins. Alright, well, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My website is www.creativesinstudios.com. I will be glad to answer any questions that you might have.